Hi there, this is John's Productivity Hacks. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about rewarding oneself. So stay tuned for that. The simple fact is you shouldn't be rewarding yourself until you've accomplished something. Well, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by rewarding yourself? We reward ourselves all day long with a little something called dopamine. We get dopamine hits every time we look at our device. When we're checking our email, looking at Instagram or Facebook, each time we do this, we get a dopamine hit. And our body becomes accustomed to it, so much so that it wants more of it. The biggest challenge we face is we get all of these dopamine hits and they're not as a reward for anything. We don't associate a dopamine hit with doing something productive. In this video, I'm going to take you through how to associate the dopamine hits with productivity that will ultimately make you more productive in your day-to-day activities. I'm going to make this really easy for you. 1, go on a dopamine detox and cleanse your mind from these dopamine hits you get all day long with your devices. And 2, associate a dopamine hit with something productive. I think you're going to find you'll be way more productive in your day-to-day activities just by doing these things. So now, let's check it out. Let's see how we do that. Here's some examples of where you're getting dopamine hits during the day. An example might be checking Facebook or checking Instagram, any of your social media. Checking your emails, watching Netflix, reading the news, anything that distracts you, that gives you an energy spike, a dopamine hit. These are the things that we have to manage during the day. Just out of curiosity, do any of you get out of bed and immediately start checking your phone, checking your social media, checking your email? You're giving yourself a dopamine spike at the very beginning of the day, and guess what? You haven't even done anything yet. Dopamine is a reward. If you have pets, you've seen this before, whether it's a dog or maybe you have some cats, and then you offer a treat for them to go into their room. Pretty soon, every single night, they'll come to you ready for that treat, and they associate going to the room with getting that treat. During your day, you want to associate those dopamine spikes of yours with getting something accomplished. So what are the dopamine spikes for you? Well, the easiest way to think about it is something that you check 8 to 10 times or more per day. If you're checking something that frequently, either on your phone or your computer, that is likely giving you some form of dopamine spike. Now in the morning, what do? You sit up on the side of your bed. Do you go exercise, or do you grab your device and see what's happened while you're asleep? Then what do you do after that? Maybe you wander down, have a breakfast. Maybe you have a stack of pancakes or some cereal, something with a lot of sugar in it. You're getting an additional dopamine spike. And so far, you still haven't done anything yet. How about changing it up a little bit? Make it really simple. When you get up, you sit at the side of your bed. Maybe you do 5 push-ups before you're allowed to check your email. Or maybe you have to accomplish something else. Maybe you meditate or do some exercise before you have your breakfast during the day. The key here is to never reward yourself for accomplishing nothing. Build little milestones through the day. So once you've accomplished a task, you can then have that dopamine spike as that reward. Pretty soon, like in the push-up example, you've trained yourself to do 5 push-ups every single morning. Or exercising, you've trained yourself to exercise before breakfast. But the challenging thing we have today with dopamine is we get it so frequently and in such a manner that it's not in exchange for anything we've done, that we've actually become immune to the dopamine spikes that normally come to us in everyday life. We've become desensitized to the dopamine spikes that we should be getting. If you go outside and go for a walk, it's a beautiful sunny day. You hear the birds chirping, you're relaxed. That causes a dopamine spike. But if maybe you're so obsessed with your social media and your device, watching your Netflix, eating the high sugar foods, those dopamine spikes are so much stronger that you get desensitized, and these smaller ones have less meaning. There is a way to fix this, though. What I would encourage you to do is do a dopamine detox. Essentially, what you're going to have is a very boring day where you don't engage with all of those things that give you dopamine spikes. For example, maybe you take a day where you go 8 hours, maybe even 24 hours without your device, or with very limited device interaction. Maybe you choose not to watch TV. Maybe you choose not to eat those sugary treats. Maybe you choose to accomplish something and avoid those rewards that you're accustomed to getting. Here's what you'll find. After only one day of detox, the next day, you'll feel more relaxed. If you can do this for a couple days, great, but just one day is a great start. If you meditate, oftentimes you'll find if you have a high dopamine dependency, it's really hard to focus. If you go on a dopamine detox and you're one who meditates, you'll find that next day, your meditation works so much better. So I encourage you, first, go on that dopamine detox. Pick one day where you can just be off of your device and off of all those things that you check 8 to 10 times per day. And just relax. Still do your work, but don't get that spike in dopamine that you're used to every day. And then the next day, before you do one of those activities that gives you a dopamine hit, get something else accomplished so you can associate your mind with doing something very useful and beneficial and important to your day with the dopamine spike that'll follow. As you evolve into this model, I think you're going to find your days are a lot more productive, you'll be a lot more relaxed, and at night, you'll get much better sleep. I hope this is helpful. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. One thing, I encourage you, if you like these videos, please mash the like button or share it with your friends. And if you want to see more of these, I'd encourage you to subscribe. Maybe click on the bell so you can get alerts every time I have other videos. Thank you again for your time. I'll see you in the next video.